Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2 from the IEM Katowice 2022 World Championship Playoffs. To decide who will go all the way, a ZVZ, between two of the best. Of course, you should recognize them, but to justify your likes and your subscribes and your ringings of the bell and important balance opinions, let me introduce in the bottom right in the blue of Pride of Katowice. It is the South Korean Zerg, Dark. Always, okay, well, the minimap is telling a story, but we'll have a few more moments to introduce his opponent, and then we'll jump right into it. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Though both of them already have. On the other side, the fastest player in StarCraft 2, seemingly unshakable, untiltable. And also one of the most fun to watch. Of course, Cyril's nemesis, the Italian stallion. It is Reynor. And we are on Pride of Katowice. There are gold bases. They are in the middle of the map, and they are 8-patch golds. Not that that's particularly relevant. This is essentially a golden arms race. If you don't take the gold and your opponent does, sure, you might be able to rush it down. But Pride of Katowice is supposed to be that large macro map, right? But sometimes that means we have the cheesiest games. Especially when Zergs are involved. Like, so the gold base, most gold bases have 6 mineral patches. They mine 40% faster, though. So what this comes out to meaning is you get the same amount of minerals as a standard... Well, you have the same rate of mineral mining. The total amount of minerals is the same. But on Pride of Katowice, it's 8 gold patches, which means it's just straight up better. The only risk is, of course, if your opponent decides to also take the gold base, and now everybody's forced to build Zerglings, because if you don't build Zerglings, they're going to have more Zerglings, and everything's going to be terrible. But the dance begins. Both sides understand the situation. Overlords mean that there's no hiding in the early game. The Overlord only... Brenda! Be careful, he might have speed 2 seconds quicker! Speed 2 seconds quicker is a major concern when the Zerglings are like 6 seconds away from your opponent's base. One bad fight, one Baneling, one Ling run by, possibly just one Ling could decide this. As the knife fight in a phone booth that ZVZ sometimes boils down to just got a little bit closer. Both of them using a Baneling nest to wall off the mineral line. I think there's enough space for the Queen to jam herself in there. 25 drones apiece, that's the number. That's what we're stopping at. They're both getting a third hatchery only because they have the minerals. Right now, Larva's at a premium. Oh, one creep tumor. Reynor gets out, still somehow only a creep tumor lost, but that will end soon, as Banelings are already on the way. Reynor running past. A couple Lings slip into the main, another Queen on its way down. Baneling's trying to zone out. Reynor has a slight Ling advantage right now. The Baneling's dancing back and forth. It takes 2 Banes to kill a Bane, which is a little ironic, but one gets targeted. The Queen helping out, just like, she can't move very fast, but she's in the right spot right now. So far, Reynor loses 5 drones. I missed it. Reynor missed it. Dark did not miss. Reynor bounces back immediately. He added on some more, but there must have been some Banelings. I missed over here as well. 4 drones down. They both slipped Banelings into the main. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Instant replay. I never do this, but we have replays, so we gotta watch. I need to know how that happened. There's so much going on. So, Dark, shift Qs. Meanwhile, these 2 Zerglings, which Dark is busy microing in the middle of the map. Yeah, there's so much going on right here that neither of them are keeping up. And both of them, like, the game is so even. Oh my god. So that kind of sets the tone. Ooh, a juicy connection. 5 in the middle of the gold. Reynor slipped into the main. Dark actually built his Baneling nest in a place that could potentially block the back. I think that's a bit of foreshadowing he did there. Oh, I missed it again, but you got the idea. You know where it was. I just wanted to know where the banelings were. Oh my god. Another baneling softens up the drones. Now he's got to be careful about those. More banelings from Reynor this time. The dance continues. A single bane, but that's enough to drive things away. The watchtower itself has like this little blocker on each side that is rarely as relevant as it is right now, but the banelings are closing in. An overlord coming in from Dark, a bit of a misclick there, but the banelings are so dangerous. There's only so much commentary to be done as they waddle towards each other, the green blobs of death. Always half a second away from ending the game one way or another. The banelings just scampering into the main. A couple Zerglings will throw themselves on it to make sure they don't get any further. Dancing continues as both players try to get into roaches. If either has a distinct roach advantage, they can use that to push with banelings to their opponent's gold. Zergling's trying to slip through. Reynor chasing with a lot of his lings, though. Reynor actually ends up right now with 11 more drones. He didn't really kill that many. That means Dark should have way more army supply, and he does. Dark just building roaches. He's hidden the roaches right now. If we go to the Reynor action cam, try to keep up. Reynor does not see, now sees the roaches. He needs to build roaches of his own. Spine Crow in the mineral line of the gold. It's actually blocking one of the gold patches. Oh my god. Wow, that's interesting. Meanwhile, though, in the mineral line of Dark, he's down to 17 drones. Reynor has 40. At this point, you can maybe just give up the gold. The roach count is too damn high right now for... Dark needs to do damage, but he has the tools with which to pry open Reynor's defense. A queen, the one with energy taken down, no transfuses. The roach count, 7 to 6, but Dark already has them at the front, whereas Reynor is scrambling right now. 40 drones is a lot, but the banelings are looking to cut that number down slightly. Lings around the back, baneling for zoning, targets over the top of the other roaches. Lings, creep doesn't discriminate. They both move faster on it, but once you're off of it, the higher roach count should be able to kite back. Now, just the handful of Zerglings. The longer this goes on, the better it gets for the Italian Zerg. Dark is running out of options, and he has very little economy to work with. Zerglings. Dark right now cannot be feeling great. He knows his economy is not good. In fact, while we just kind of are sitting here, of course we can see it. Oh, Reynor gets in, sees no lair, sees very few drones. Dark knows how bad of a spot he's in. Reynor, not so much, but it's actually a commanding position for Reynor. He's actually pretty much won. Wow, it kind of, Dark committed to an all-in, but he didn't land it. He just didn't stick it. And Reynor somehow slipped out the drones almost constantly. Pulls away again. Dark is desperate. Reynor doesn't know the extent of his debt. Wow, that looks crazy. What is going on there? I don't. Alright, don't creep on your glass. 3 queens at the front. The watchtower blocker. The roach count is just incredibly overwhelming. Like 23 to 13. You don't have to be a mathematician, alright?
The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you.
Dark. Yeah, Reynor just... More roaches equals more winning. Game 1. A hectic battle on Pride of Eltaris, but we got that one out of the way. We got to go back to the spawning pool and get back to some more standard builds. A fun opening to the series, but I doubt we're going to see that quite that level of outright aggression out of the gate. At least on the next map we're seeing Hardwire. Yeah, obviously that glass was not designed to hold creep. Be careful. Be careful with your creep, Protoss players, in general. Especially with the next patch. Check out my video. Moving on. Jimmy! What? Yes! Reynor takes game 1. I mean, when you spend There are a single-digit number of players over 7,000 MMR. Reynor is one of them. Cyril is another. I imagine pretty much the ladder is on Europe is Cyril, Reynor, Showtime, Big Gabe, and Clem. That's usually the 7K club. And when you're known as the only player to challenge Cyril, especially in ZVZ, like, that's a lot of Europe. I like the European Zerg cabal. I think that's the correct explanation, or the correct wording. It's not a cult, and it's not like a club. It's a cabal. They conspire, but they're like that. They don't have a particular ideology. Like the cartel, if you're feeling particularly spicy. But Zergs in EU have always, like, they bring each other up because there have been so many historically. I'm reminded of, like, Snoot and Nurchio, Stefano. Even years ago, before the rise of Cyril and his challenger Reynor, there's always been the best of the best Zergs out of Europe, which is an exception because in Korea they make Terrans. Okay. If you remember the 4 horsemen of Terran, the Maru, Beyond, TY, and Innovation, of which Maru eventually took the lead on that one. But the sheer amount of Terrans in Korea. And then eventually someone like Neeb will come from NA. We're working with what we can get over here, but each region definitely has a little bit more of a specialty. Not that it's limited to that, obviously, especially nowadays. But the European Zerg cabal has always been fearsome. And there, I don't really... I was watching. I even went back, and I looked again. But somehow Reynor ended up with 15 more drones and enough roaches to defend. So, and he didn't kill any more drones. That's the crazy part to me. It's not like he killed 10 more. He killed the exact same amount of drones. And still managed to get enough units out there. Ugh. It's a mirror matchup. Okay. Brenda! Could you please get off my lawn? It's not your lawn yet. Oh, the Zerglings can talk too. Wow, that's weird. I have to imagine for both these players, though, they've played against each other the last couple years. I'll be honest. So now we can talk about it because we have offline tournaments again. But the way Europe versus Korea was handled during the online tournaments is they both play on the NA servers. So that way they both have equal amounts of ping approximately. Because Europe to Korea means one or the other player has almost no ping, and the opposing player has like 200 plus. So obviously in Ling Bane fights, that is not ideal. But if it's pretty high for both, it's more fair. Of course, we're at a LAN tournament. They play on private servers that have 5 ping. So it comes down to making sure those Banelings are in the right spot at the right time. And you have every potential split second, which is still... Wait, what? Reynor has Zerglings and Banelings on the left. He's trying to break through the Queen, but the Baneling is coming back. Baneling's chasing Banelings. 2 Banelings to kill 1 Baneling, but Dark still has 1 Baneling. And we'll see how many times I can say Baneling before that word stops meaning anything to me. The day... Oh, you know, at some point, cover my YouTube thumbnails for these Baneling hits, I think. But as this is all happening way too quickly to actually commentate, the dancing of ZVZ, it's a dangerous one. It's like lightsaber fighting. If you're not careful, somebody's getting an arm lopped off. And they will probably end up being the protagonist for a while, or antagonist, however you want to view it. But it doesn't take much. Where are we now? So the dance concluded, Both players now have enough of a defensive posture and enough economy to make sure that a Lingbane attack will not devastate them. 50 drones for Reynor. A Roach Warren is coming in, but Dark. 13. He's trying another Roach attack here. He doesn't have a lair. He's got +1 Carapace, so that means he wants to add Lings into the attack, I think, as well. +1 Carapace allows Lings to survive a Baneling hit. I mean, barely, but the follow-up will be Lings. And +1 Carapace, of course, isn't bad against Zerglings either. Just surviving. He wants a critical mass to survive this attack. Reynor knows how serious this is. 5, 6 spine crawlers here. A particularly busy chiropractor's office of spines. At the natural. Will Dark continue to go forward? Reynor has dragged him back, but the momentum continues building. It's not like the roaches are being killed by these Zerglings. Raynor's desperately buying time. He needs the Spire done. He needs Mutas. The third base, forget about it. The natural has to be defended. Banelings, yep, immediately. He doesn't care if he sees them. The Banelings with their extra damage to buildings and those stacked up spine crawlers. Already some Mutas on the way, but the Banelings will complete first. Dark is looking to break through before Reynor can muster his defenses. The Banelings are coming through the Queens, trying to block the way. Oh, the Banes are closing the distance. A couple spines will go down. The rest are holding. The rest are holding now. The Mutas, most of them popping out. The Roaches trying to break through. Dark doesn't really have a follow-up here. He's not getting enough damage done. There's only one Baneling left. Down goes the Baneling nest out of Reynor. But the problem here, the Spine Crawlers are holding. The Lings are still slipping. Beautiful block with the Queen. The Muta count is now high enough to drive back the reinforcements. A decisive victory yet again for Reynor. Dark, even as he was trying to break through, started droning. He started his lair. He realized, uh-oh, Reynor is taking this with all the seriousness he requires. And once again, we find Reynor in a solid spot with tech. He doesn't have the huge economic lead he did in the last game. He's chasing down Zerglings and he's dealing with Overlords, because he knows when you do that, especially with the +1 Carapace, there's no lair. There was no lair out of Dark. So this was essentially all in. The awkward part is the Mutas have to stay around and deal with this for so long. They can't really get much done on the other side. So we may actually see one of the more interesting splits in ZVC. It's kind of like mech versus bio in TVT, but even more wild. Because it's essentially Skyzerg versus Roach Queen. I hesitate to say Hydra, because Hydras are only they're like doing a cosplay of an anti-air unit. A lot of players are not a big fan of Hydras as an anti-air unit. Because they're made out of paper mache. Or, as I saw in a particularly great YouTube comment, is paper machete. Pretty sure that was a typo, but I do enjoy the thought of a paper machete. I'm going to give you the deepest paper cut. Ooh. Oh, it's going to suck. It's going to be like you just cut your finger on cardboard and now everybody hates me. Oh, it's the worst. Moving on. Pathogen glands. 5 infestors. Dark is going straight. I wouldn't be surprised to see a hive. He is getting... Well, the Hydras, if the Mutas can't run away or fly away, it's a metaphor. You know what I meant. If he can catch them, then, well, at this point, I think Raynor's got to be a little suspicious. Dark is pretty sus right now. Especially since there's a changeling that just got in, spotted the Hydra Den, and if he's lucky, he'll actually see... Yeah, he saw the infestors, I believe. This... Mutas are great. Right up until anything with splash damage gets involved. The Mutas give Reynor almost total map control. But... Okay, he gets away in time. All right. So he saw it. I mean, there's still potential for disaster, but Reynor has to kind of switch it up. Yeah, just skipping... It's Queen, Infester... Wait, what are you doing? That was your creep tumor, bro. A roach is just looking for something to do. They want to feel productive. We've all been there. It's like, he has mutas. You just got to sit there. Well, screw you. Changeling coming in. A few lurkers. The lurkers required to deal with the overwhelming baneling count. Reynor's gonna try to smash. He's gonna just go for it. One lurker targeted. Picks off a queen as well. Queens, they cannot fly. Oh, banelings! He just clicks on the hatch! Well, I mean, yeah. You can do that. Watch out. Oh, he got him! He got enough mutas to be worth the chain. Of course, they can slowly split. Okay, how many? How many? Okay, 4. The banelings just crashed through the baneling nest. A tower defense wave. Dark. He's got a couple lurkers to try to shut this down. Viper's on the way. Parasitic Bomb could be devastating to the mutas. It can kill mutas in a single bomb. The splits have to be amazing. And then, of course, the Wombo combo. But another round. This time, though, the lurkers with a premium slice. And get half the banelings before Reynor's able to retreat. He's just going again. More banelings. He's right-clicked into the mineral line. The lurkerdem's awkwardly off of creep. It's getting the range upgrade here. Yeah, this is going to have to be the last one for Reynor. If this one doesn't work out, he's pre-splitting against the lurkers, but... The mutas in the main. It's just queens, though, without infestors. The +2 mutalisks. But vipers! Reynor's running out of real estate for the mutas. Mutaling Bane. It was retired in TVZ mostly because of the relative ease of getting to the late game army for Terran. Same thing here. Dark knew exactly what he needed. He skipped over a half-assed Hydra build. He sprinted to Infestation Pit and maxed out with queens. And by maxed out, I mean he got as many queens as he could while still doing everything else. He's not maxed. He's decidedly not maxed. Reynor, on the other hand, kind of had a leisurely process of hunting overlords and didn't really find that much damage. He now has resigned himself to also going for lurkers. The one thing he does have is map control. If Dark steps even a few steps off a creep, and he doesn't have all his spellcasters together, the mutas will murder everything. Like, that's still more than an, oh, watch out, a parasitic bomb, immediate split, be careful with that thing. Goodbye. Painful. Yeah, one parasitic bomb could potentially kill the entire mutaflock. It's unlikely, but wrong place, wrong time. That's a lot of gas. So Dark, who it looked like had almost nothing ready for a counterattack, was able to buy enough time with his Zerglings, and now has a very real shot of building the army to win the game. Now, Reynor still has more economy. He's got map control. He'll be able to have more money in the bank. But the thing is, with these lurker armies, one particularly bad engagement means you're not going to be able to remax in time. They're just going to come across the map and kill you, very likely. So Dark has essentially turtled his way to a not a winning position, but it has potential. It's a lot better off than having no lair against mutas. Is there burrow? No burrow upgrade yet. Few roaches out there. I mean, Reynor has enough money to build several, well, not quite build several armies, but his income is... I mean, there you go. We got graphs for that. He's got a solid extra base or two. He's got 13 more drones. Of course, if the game goes on long enough, then that is a downside rather than an upside. And Dark seems perfectly happy to just take one base at a time. Reynor has already shown an interest. Yeah, no changelings here. Spots it immediately. He's already shown that he's willing to attack inefficiently. So, yeah, this ain't happening. Oh my god, the battery pack / Evo chamber wall here. Oh, I love it. It's potentially for walling off. You can wall off with like spore crawlers or just... Okay, so banelings coming in. Yeah. Yeah. Nah. No, that's gonna be a no. I don't care what your question was. It's a no. Dark is, he has denied your application. It's not gonna happen. There will be no attacking into that base. The mutas, oof. The +3 queens. Here comes Reynor, though, trying to dive in with lurkers. He's got detection, but there's... Oh, I don't know. It's still a no from me. Do we see the kidnapping? Parasitic bombs everywhere. A couple of ducks to try to drag the lurkers out, but... Even on the weaker side of his defense. Well, the mutas are fighting. Losing. Okay. Reynor's gonna have to go back to the drawing board here. It's not working. Reynor has now lost... Oh my god. He's lost 4,300 more gas, made all the more relevant by the fact that Dark has only lost 1,500. Wow. Well, Dark has lost 1 lurker to 5. Obviously 0 mutas. Reynor lost 2 vipers in that fight. Like, the spore crawlers work against the vipers too, not just the mutas. Reynor is going to have to either settle in to take 1 more base and grind the game out, or try again. If he succeeds at 1 attack, like he has the money in the bank. Oh my god, Dark is so happy to just let Reynor throw himself on the lurker spines. You need to have enough vipers to kidnap your opponent's entire army and their vipers. There's a lurker drop in the main, but Dark already has some defenses there. Meanwhile, the main fight, blinding clouds. The queen's trying to hold the line. There just aren't that many lurkers here. On either side, really. The abducts, blinding cup, parasitic bomb on the vipers, though. Here comes some more lurkers. The energy's good for Dark. Reynor getting driven back. Lurkers diving forward. There's just not that many vipers left. Oh my god, he's so good with the vipers. Fungal looks ridiculous on lurkers. A spore crawler providing detection. The lurkers are evacuated from the main. It's not happening. Dark's lost 1 viper and 2 lurkers to 5 vipers and 10 lurkers. Oh yeah, 55 banes. Dark is like, stop attacking him. Stop it. It's not gonna happen. The defender's advantage. Dark's patience here is... Is he changeling? No, he's just sending a change. I thought he was going to changeling block the lurker. Lurker drop in the main. Right now, he's doing whatever he can. A little bit of micro here. Well, Reynor finds a way to lose 2 more lurkers. Like, at this point, Reynor needs to take the 2 center bases and just hold them. Dark is mining... He's not even stretching out across the map. Like, he's only... Oh, how many lurkers? 24 lurkers! Oh my god! If Reynor breaks through on any of these attacks, maybe. But, like, he keeps attacking. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Like... Dark has more army supply as well to throw around. He's only focusing on a couple bases at a time. The abducts, the counter kidnap, but the blinding cloud saves the day. All right, there are a couple good abducts. Gets another Viper. Dark losing Vipers. The Vipers are what pry the bases open here. Or defend. That Lurker getting a little far forward. Dark. Some cracks in the defenses, but the Vipers are super vulnerable. The Fungals themselves killing Vipers. Oh, the standoff continues. The abducts, get over here. Oh, God, that's dangerous, though. One parasitic bomb. Oh, no, 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 no. The one least vulnerable. He gets another one, though. A yank into the spore. Knocks it down. Reaching over the lines. So that was a little better for Reynor. He got at least some Lurkers and Vipers. It wasn't as bad, but without... You can't. I mean, what is he gonna do, though? Like, you can't stay passive, either. You don't want to just let him set up his defenses all across the map here. The Spore Crawlers? The SPM? The Spore PM? No, stop talking. Alright. 9 spores have died. Currently, there are 34 on the map. Oh, geez. Yeah, 9,000 gas. Each base has 4,500. 2,250 per gas geyser. So, right now, Reynor has lost 1.5 bases more of gas. Which is, you know, a sizable number. I think he's just trying to find the most productive possible way to get rid of the mutas now. Oh god, he's gonna do it. No. He has the high ground, Reynor. Oh no! Don't try it! Oh, that's approximately, and pardon my French, way too fucking many Lurkers. That is the number of Lurkers right now. A single Dark strikes back. A single Lurker. He's gonna try to break this location. The Vipers aren't here, but Blinding Clouds can make all the difference. He's not Blinding Clouding the spores, though. He has enough to break in. The Vipers weren't here. He really, it's gonna cost him. The line of queens! Hold the line! Hold the line! The Spore Crawlers are eliminating all the detection. And once again, the Battle Queens! Oh, get back here! Wow, that... I mean... Reynor, it's time to stop. 25 Lurkers, 14 Vipers. He's now lost 10,000 more gas. Oh, Reynor, like, he can't stop himself. It's it. No, it's... I think that was too much. I think now he's over 9,000 more gas. That's 2 bases. Even if he takes the center bases and somehow mines them out, Dark has been too cost effective. We've abducted the shark and then proceeded to burrow move underneath it. That's where we've gone now. So Reynor now has to win with an attack. This is now a losing battle if he continues it. He has to just try an attack and hope it wins. Because no longer does he have access to more resources than Dark. He has been too wasteful. That. The fleet. I don't even know what to call that. The Dragon Fleet of Vipers. He has 15 Vipers, but Parasitic Bomb is a hell of a thing. The abducts! The hostage exchange! Oh, Dark, be careful with that Parabomb. The queens in the back can just heal everything, though. The queens are really what sew this all together. The knitting crew. Oh, the exchange again! Oh, this is insane! Reynor has decided that mass kidnapping is his best strike. The abducts yanks him over. The Vipers are almost out of energy. Mass overwhelming Vipers. Without it, like, he needs to have units to actually kill the units. The only damage Vipers can do is Parasitic Bomb. They're both building more Vipers. Oh my god. It's moments like this I wish Abduct was a skill shot. The exchanges are amazing. Oh. Dark, I think, is a little concerned. Reynor has, like, he's shifted into a mass Viper composition, which is not a thing. Well, I mean, maybe it is now. Dark is getting a little cost. Oh, but the Lurker spread. Oh, just eviscerating the Vipers. Way too late to the party. Where were those? He's got mass Evo chamber to the hungry Vipers consuming them. The Dark is finding more fights. It's been trending towards Dark ever since the Mutas were not able to end it. But, like, Reynor has... He's a very decisive player. Now, sometimes that backfires. Several times. This game. But he said, I'm going Vipers. And by God, has he gone Vipers. The exchanges begin. Blinding Cloud. It looks like, yeah, hold position in the Blinding Cloud, but you don't want to go any closer. The Abducts from Dark. Oh, and he's ready to press forward. Blinding Cloud, is it enough? The Lurkers on the back line. There's way too much detection. Beautiful Parasitic Bombs doing terrible damage. Reynor's driven back yet again. Dark presses forward. He's taken his side of the map now. Reynor is still contesting the center bases. Reynor has lost 27 to 13. He's lost 13,000 more gas. Oh my god. This is why gas prices are so high. God, who put Reynor in charge? He's more of a big picture guy. The Lurker count is, well, 25 to 11. But 7 Vipers for Dark, 11 for Reynor. 7-11. Was a burrowed job. 25 Lurkers. 25. He's only lost 15. Dark has been... the Mass Changeling. What a game. He didn't even get all of them. Oh yeah, there are rocks here. Who knew? The... Oh, Fungal on the front line, but the Vipers are able to burrow. The Lurker Spine Trench Warfare. Reynor, this is really his last army as for now. He gets a couple Vipers. They both take a couple. He's mining. Reynor's mining from the center bases right now. Like, it's not entirely out of reach if he manages to grind Dark down. But it's gonna take... And Dark has all these spore... He's 47 spores! 14 Evo chambers, by the way. His battery packs for the Vipers. They're just everywhere. He's just got them everywhere. You don't want to have them all in the same spot, because what if they get found out? You don't want to have all your Vipers stacked up. He's just slapping. He's down to 35 drones. His army's 163 supply. Doesn't get much bigger than that. Alright, Blinding Cloud Vipers. Yeah, he's turned most of his drones into Evo chambers. Their most highly evolved form. The Changeling exchanges. The dance. One step too far, or one glide too far. Oh, at this point, might as well just abduct Hydras, right? Like, production tab is empty. Let's go to the units tab. Oh, hard to look at. Oh, Dark is just going for it. He's got his Hydras attacking the left flank. Moves forward as Reynor thrusting through the center with his lurkers. But Dark is just layered defense. He forced the issue. This base is out of minerals and out of gas. Dark continues moving in with Hydras of all units. This is his... the Hydras are just kind of going. Dark doesn't need them at home. The layered Spore Viper defense. Dark gets 2 bases. And, well, does Reynor have the time to cut him off? He desperately wants to. There's a couple lurkers here. He's isolated the Hydras. Meanwhile, though, lurkers are able to move. The Hydras are looking for an opportunity. A lot of Overseers are with them, by the way. Oh, but the Vipers finds a parasitic bomb. He needs to split. The blinding clouds for Dark. He closes in, reinforcing Hydras. The Vipers, another beautiful parasitic bomb. Dark collapses on the army and smashes it from all sides. It is clear who is more comfortable at this stage of the game. Dark putting on a grand masterclass right now of how to play late game Zerg versus Zerg, and Reynor just not able to stack up. Finally, Dark smells blood in the water after 30 minutes, after a failed roach all-in, after 25 minutes of constant defense. Yes, Reynor has one more army. Dark may have stepped... Well, he can just rotate around. Like, the Vipers, 34 to 18, 46 to 30 lurkers, 110 to 36 Hydralisks. Oh my. It doesn't get better. Reynor's out of gas. Metaphorically and literally. A roach. Remember those? Ooh, the concave. Oh, God. Just slicing through. He's so good at it. Like, the Viper controlling shift queuing up abduct, so the Vipers are already moving back. It looks like they're bringing the units along with them, because he's shift queuing a right click off of the abduct. Like, this is awkward. Dark has been too damn good. He's still got gas in the bank. Reynor has technically mined from 1 extra base. Is it out of gas? It has like 700 gas left. It kind of tells the story. Reynor he's building Zerglings. Oh no. If Dark sees those Zerglings, he knows... I mean, he already knows what we are, but... Reynor spent too much time trying to win the game, and it cost him too much. Dark spent all his time focusing on not losing. This isn't big game, hunters. Reynor has the largest army he's had the whole game. Unfortunately, though, much of that army is Zerglings and Roaches. Not well known for their effectiveness against mass upgraded lurkers. The last few Vipers he can build. One last attack. There's just divisions of lurkers ready to divide each of Reynor's units into small, tiny pieces, one by one. The Hive may die to Zerglings. No. The lurkers just dive all the way forward. Where are the Vipers? Oh, great Blinding Clouds. Blinding Cloud on almost everything. The Roach is trying to win the fight. There's no there's one Overseer. The Viper's Parasitic Bomb on Reynor's Vipers. Dark is everywhere, and Reynor is gone. Dark actually takes it back 1-1 in a painful yet inspiring exchange. Reynor losing almost double the resources, over double the gas. 52 to 29k minerals, 31 to 15k gas. Jeez. The commitment and the unwavering defense out of Dark. Reynor, like, I guarantee you, 9 out of 10 games he plays, ZVZ, the Zerg is going to try something. Like, they're going to try a Hydral in. They're going to try to rush to Vipers. They try to overexpand. Dark, one base at a time, just kind of let Reynor break himself. Ooh, that's a tough one. Well, there's a reason we play best of fives. Two of almost the most different games you could ever see. Well, let's go to game 3. Jimmy! I don't know where we go from here. Mildly insane? Is it cheese time? Dark pairing up those minerals. Actually messed it up a little bit. Getting that extra 3% efficiency. If that. Hatcheries at exactly the same millisecond. Okay, maybe not exactly. Effectively. Alright. Berlingrad is... It's a lot harder to turtle. Hardwire is choke points and ramps throughout most of the map. If you're not going up a ramp, you're going through a tiny space. Well, maybe both. And Dark really played to it. Like, once you can get that forward base, you can get the back one pretty easily. The same is not true on Berlingrad, as each base gets progressively harder and harder to take and hold. There just aren't that many. It definitely could favor a more muta-based, more mobile style. It's much harder to expand past especially 4 bases. Now, it's kind of rare as ZVZ gets to 4 bases, even in this day and age. So that was part of it. I wouldn't be surprised to see us never even think about a 4th base for the rest of the series. That very well could end there. A welcome reprieve, even. Like, only so many times. I feel I try to provide unbiased, objective commentary. Totally. 100%, of course. There's only so many times I can say, this seems like a bad idea from Reynor, before it feels like I'm criticizing someone with twice my APM IQ and several times over twice my accomplishment in StarCraft 2. But I think Dark agreed that maybe that was a little bit of an overcommitment out of Reynor. Based on the fact he never felt obligated to attack, it was clear Reynor was just going to try to end it. That is Reynor. I mean, what did we first learn of Reynor when he was starting out, or at least old enough to qualify for WCS, was this guy is aggressive and he's really good at it. Like Zergling run-bys, things that Zerg isn't thought of for as much. Like, Zerglings are not the easiest unit to make useful past the early game. Any melee unit struggles. But he just is able to get so much of them. And speaking of, here we go again. Let's dance. What's the counts? Dark is at 26 drones. Reynor is slipping into 28, but only after a group of lings. Does he even have a Bane Nest? Yes, he does. Dark already has a Bane Nest down. He's got a Roach Horn on the way, so that's important. He saw the Banelings morphing. He saw the timing. Reynor! Okay. He saw the timing with an Overlord, but Did Dark miscalculate? No. He got 9 Banes on the other side. God, he's so good. Dark the Minimalist. 2 Banes kill 9 of Reynor's drones, but Reynor got really greedy behind this. He actually built a whole lot of drones. He was at like 37 or something. So now Reynor is still ahead on drones. Part of this is because Dark was building those Banelings and got the Roach Horn. But even someone on Reynor's level, like, there's just too much to keep track of. Zerglings are too fast. It's impossible to keep track of 3, 4, 5 different places at once without slipping up somewhere. And Reynor Dark taking full advantage of that. Wait a second. Whoa. Reynor doesn't even have any Banes to defend his thing. He's gonna lose the 3rd. So even though Reynor was able to stabilize his drone count, he didn't get enough done with the Zerglings. And now, like, he didn't kill Dark's 3rd. He didn't do critical damage to the economy or anything. He just doesn't have a Roach Warren, and now he has less hatcheries. So, that's bad. He's getting +1 Carapace for massive Zergling. Okay, he's getting the Roach Warren. But Reynor's kind of cornered himself with tech here, as Dark has undercut him and then set him back significantly. The hatchery is not just mining, it's production. Especially in ZVZ, where you don't really have the drone count to mine for more than a couple bases. Like, the hatchery providing a significant portion of your larva. And yeah, it's not going to happen. Another cancel. Dark not over droning. Oh. Been an awkward wall. How did Zerglings end up in the main? Well, Reynor trying to split off for some Banes. Gets a Queen. Dark. Everything on the other side of the map. The Roaches slip through the not-so-wall, though I think he's now going to use it against Reynor. The drones are fighting. Make some Banes in the main. Dark definitely noticed. Some Roaches popping out for Reynor. Baneling's gonna up the ante here. Dark has lost a lot of drones on his side of the map. Things are going sideways right now. Target fires a drone. The other one softens up most of the mineral line. The Queens are falling. Down to 1. Roach is coming through. Baneling targeted. Down. Holding the line. A transfuse with her dying breath. Avenge me! And Brenda will have her revenge. But is it short-lived? The Carapace upgrade is a huge deal, as Banelings and Zerglings going to be a lot harder pressed to do damage out of the Dark, who has less drones. The counterattack was good, but the production is still there for Dark, who's had 3 hatcheries this whole time. The production, it doesn't take much to build Roaches and Zerglings. The drones have to come off the line. The Roaches are fighting. It's unclear how well it's gonna go. Drones are fighting for Reynor now. Remember, the Queens were lost too, so not even Larva Inject immediately pops out another Queen. The Roach count may be too damn high. It's very, very close. The Carapace is helping hold the line. It helps the drones as well. The Queen tanking a lot of damage. Drones fighting again. Dark is pressing in past the wall, but Reynor! Roach is popping out. A couple badly bruised. The Carapace is paying off. Just barely. It's enough. I can't believe it. He holds. Is it that one transfuse from the Queen that made all the difference? It didn't hurt. Reynor holds. Dark is actually behind on drones because of that counterattack. Without it, Dark could have just retreated, but he pressed the attack even harder because he knew, well, one, the Zerglings were gone. There were going to be no more counterattacks, so you just have to try to do damage yourself. So this actually... Dark once again delayed the lair significantly. Reynor's in quite a good spot, as he already got the Carapace upgrade. He's getting roach speed. Somehow, for better or worse, he got a lair during all that. And roach speed with 1-1 against no roach speed? Reynor, like, Dark didn't have enough drones to take advantage of the third. The production isn't going to matter much. He saw there was no lair and immediately made a spire. Or he saw the lair start. Either way. Yeah, he saw lair building, which means guaranteed his spire is quicker. I like the wait. Reynor? Would you move? Dark has to respect a roach counter. He has to. He knows that the roaches are better upgraded. He knows they have speed at this stage. I mean, you can just look at them, or you can click on them and see the upgrade. So Dark can't slouch on unit production until this Zergling. Oh, no. So here's the issue, though. What do you do? Remember I said Berlingrad is not nearly as good for playing defensive against mutas. It's true. Dark... Yeah, this is not just mutas this time either. It's roaches as well. Like, Reynor may not build any mutas. He does, but maybe just enough to kill overlords. Maybe he continues going to be either way, but the threat of mutas forces a response as well. So Dark right now, he has to gamble, I think. His only choice is gambling. Like, is it going to be a big commitment to the mutas or just enough to threaten? Because if it's like 20 mutas and you only build a handful of hydras, you just lose. But if it isn't, and you build a bunch of hydras against mass roach, you also lose. So Reynor once again has the initiative. He's going to have map control. He held the line in one of the most, like, stressful... like, there are a lot of words, and none of them quite fit. Because I can't stress how close that was. Like, just target firing roaches, a handful of Zerglings, it could have gone either way for like 2 minutes, which is very rare in StarCraft 2 fights, which are usually decided quite quickly. Players will disengage and try again. So 5 mutas, enough to one-shot drones. Enough to obviously kill overlords. One is technically... Oh, no. Well, not enough to one-shot drones anymore. He might get the lurker egg. Dark could transfuse it. Doesn't need to. Okay, Reynor. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Reynor. Okay, no. He's gonna try to hammer him. Okay. I don't know. Like, there is no lurker range. There's no adaptive talents. But Reynor is going for it. He wants to win. Yet again, Dark has pretty solid supply and enough roaches in the front. The Ravagers will force the lurkers back. Like, you were there last game, Reynor. We were all there. Everybody was there. So, this is it. Yeah, without upgrades, the lurkers aren't nearly as much of a threat overall. They still have to be respected. You still can't go into a choke point against similar roach forces, but the Ravagers can actually close the distance. Corrosive Bile is similar range to the lurkers. Of course, you can micro out of it, and the rest of the roaches have to get in front. Right now, he's just trying to breach the defenses, but there you go. Hits the edge of the lurker, but Dark micros back just in time at the last second. Oh, Reynor wants it so badly. Oh my god. He's microing so... Dark with, once again, the most minimalist micro. He's so good at making it look like he's doing so little. I assure you, it is not as simple as it looks. But literally the least he could do and still holding the line. Reynor needs... Like, he knows Vipers are good. We learned that last game. The burrow move is revealed. He had to have seen that. The roaches, they got their fancy, shiny look here. He had to have seen it. Yeah, he's building overseers at home. He understands the roaches are slipping out. Dark working his position so well. You hate to see it, but you love to see it. Oh my god. It's the most annoying style, but it's done so well. Like... He is playing, he's playing Roach Zerg. I was gonna say Rat Zerg, but roaches work fine. Refuses to die, and never can quite kill them. And suddenly Reynor is losing his grip on this game. The roaches made it by. Enough of them. Some going into the natural. The hive is done, but hive's done for Dark as well, who's perfectly comfortable sitting on 3 bases. This is another key part. Like, he doesn't overexpand. He knows exactly how much ground he can hold. And right now, without ranged lurkers, the amount is exactly 1 outlying base. Another roach horn on the way. I assume he meant an Evo chamber, but either way. What is happening? What am I hearing? Are there still roaches in the main? There were. Reynor's gonna try to break him. It's much more plausible. I gotta stress how much easier it is to attack on this map. Like, look at this base. Yes, there's a smaller choke here, but it isn't this, like, 6 roach wide area. There is no ramp. Same is true on the other 4th, which Dark is struggling to take. Reynor has money, like, he very much could put together an attack on a 4th. Dark is... Oh my god, if you can't go left or right, well, what does that leave? Right up the center. Dark! Reynor forgot this was an option. Oh my god. Dark, when he needs to be, incredibly decisive. What a play. So simple. Sun Tzu. Just nodding approval. Oh my, he just dismantles Reynor's entire economy in seconds. He's in the main. The lurkers unchallenged. The Vipers caught by surprise. The violence of action out of Dark. Yes, Reynor will collapse on the army. Are the lurkers dealt with? There is still a very real chance Reynor's counterattack could be overwhelming. But this has bought, like, this has evened the odds. And honestly, oh my. Reynor loses 41 drones. He's down to 15. The lurkers are still a massive repeating thorn in his side. Oh my. What a play out of Dark. Reynor was closing in. Reynor was denying bases. He had map control. He had a bank. Dark, instead of grinding it out, went all in. And it was so obvious Reynor was not ready. Like... Now, can Dark build... Like, remember, he was running out of minerals. Is there the opportunity? There are Vipers here. We're kind of back where we started. It's just that Reynor has very little to back this up. The thing is, no Vipers out of Dark means that Reynor is unchallenged. He like, anything he can get is good right now. He's rebuilding drones. He had some money in the bank as well. Reynor still has a potential. Like, no matter how this ends, that was... Dark is playing a strategy game. That's all I have to say about that. All right? Reynor's more of a real-time player. Drags the lurkers in. The Vipers are that good. There's still enough mutas. I think he remade a few. Yeah, the Viper count. Unchallenged. Viper superiority is everything here. He's dragging roaches. Like, he knows what the economy... Oh, burrow move. A handful of roaches on the other side. Some Ravagers. Grabbed back. Just... No, that wasn't where you're supposed to be. Reynor is dismantling, but Dark has been mining from the other side. Dark realizes that Reynor realizes he has the other side. So we're kind of back where we started, which is Reynor wants to deny the fourth, and Dark wants to deny his denial. But the Vipers are everything here. A parasitic bomb. Good bomb. Yanks a roach. I think he missed his target on that one. Oh, wait, he hit the Overseer. Oh. Reynor's back to 43 drones, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot better than it was. 15, I think, was the lowest point. What a series. There's a reason Dark's nickname is the final boss. Like... just when you think... You can never count him out. Alright, he's got one-shot potential. For you Elden Ring players out there. Like, you cannot assume it's over. Because he'll turn around. That Lurker attack, it was everything. And it was all he had on the table. And it was so obvious, but it was so obvious that it became incredible. Wow, are those two-shotting? +3 roaches, two-shot drones, even with +1 carapace. I didn't actually know that. This is one of the most rare scenarios. Wow. Today I learned. Okay. Reynor has 8 Vipers. He's building 5 more! Oh my god. He is not fucking around with the Vipers right now. Oh my. He knows he's not particularly cost effective, but quantity has a quality all of its own. Dark keeps dragging him around the map. How are we here again? Come on. Oh yeah, the natural. Oh, he's saved. What am I watching? That looks weird. Oh my god, he killed the Hydra Den. The roach killed the Hydra Den, which was bleeding out and needed to be triaged by creeper lords. But a burrowed roach finishes it off. And the entire army comes back for vengeance. Which means that Dark has so much more space on the map. The thing is, though, this time it's not a maxed out Dark. He's barely mining. He's on mineral support here. It's 13 to 7 Vipers. But here's an important number. Here's a number I want you to remember. 0. Okay? Think you can remember that? Don't get your mathematical philosophy here. 0. That's how many lurkers Reynor has. 21 is how many Dark has. Couple mutas in the main. The Ravagers just spraying and praying. I'm sure the Vipers will be next up on that. Anything you can get. Like, you just abduct whatever you can get if you're Dark. Oh, I got a Oh wait, were there 2 Roach Warrens? Yes, the decoy roach warren. Good catch. Oh my god. I can't believe the decoy warren ended up mattering. This is awkward. Wait, you have more roaches, so. Lurker range is on the way. Though right now, lurkers are more of an idea for Reynor, who's maxed, which is part of the issue. Overlords. Wait, what is this looking like? He's... Oh no, he's going again. He's going again this time. Oh, stop. Red light. Corrosive biolight. Oh, parasitic bombs! Terrible, terrible damage on both sides. Reynor has more to lose. But with it, more energy. You gotta be so careful. What is happening? It's unclear. Parasitic bombs. No, watch out! The Vipers! Oh, but the Vipers have been pushed away by the other Vipers. And once again, Dark! A thrust up the center. The Vipers were zoned out by the parasitic bombs. Dark throws everything onto the line. The badly bruised Vipers. He's zoning him out with his own Vipers. One parasitic bomb could end Reynor, the Lurker Den, and the Hydra Den at the third, which is currently being besieged. There are no Lurkers. The Hive is gone. The Hive! The Viper Den! Reynor! What? Where's your army? Here it is! Parasitic bomb. Oh no! The last fight! He's not splitting! He's not splitting! He's losing so many Vipers! He's flying back through it! Yes, it continues damaging until it times out. And Dark! Oh no! He did it again. This time, this was an entirely different game, but this was about as different, but also similar as you could possibly be. It was still Dark turtling against Reynor's continued aggression, but the Empire struck back. Reynor just, like, Dark knows Reynor's not ready for it. Like, he does not want to play the late game. He wants to kill him. He's so desperate to kill him. The tunnel vision. Ironically, because the Burrow Move Roaches dismantled him. Oh no. Oh, time for a 12 pull, Reynor. 12 pull time? 12 pull time? Somehow that ends up being a 48-minute game. Like, I don't know. I've never seen two players of the same race look so different. I mean, in a mirror matchup. Protoss versus Protoss and Terran versus Terran don't really have that level of... I mean, I guess we're using a lot of the same units, but it's so clear they have their different styles. Ooh, well... Well, that is devastating for Reynor fans everywhere. Dark, the... You hate to love that style of play. It feels so bad to lose against. But Dark may be the best at it. Can we... I mean, with that 25% mineral buff, and an attack bonus against elite opponents, he's the final boss. How do you, like... It's Reynor, though. Reynor does not tilt. I don't know how, actually. Like, if I played either of those games on the ladder, I'd consider stopping for the day. Honestly, from either side. And obviously worse. But those are like, alright, I'm done for the day style of games. And it was back to back. Especially for Reynor. Oh my god. Now, I said, the thing is, Berlingrad is, I said, a more viable attacking map, right? Where you can find more opportunities to engage. What I meant was Reynor should have better opportunities to kill Dark. But that is not how that ended. Oh. I can't get over how decisive he is. Like, it's so clear what he wants to do. Rarely can players consistently impose themselves on the game like that. Like, when it comes to players like historically parting with his Blink Stalkers, Cyril just controlling those late game armies, Maru with Marine splits, stuff like that. But he wasn't imposing like micro. It was a game plan from Dark. Which is, don't throw the first punch, but throw the last one, essentially. Which was very different than the let him keep hitting me till he breaks his arms of the game before. Either way, defense is the name of the game. Reynor this time. It looks like he's angling towards a less Zergling heavy opener. I'm interested, these Baneling nests is part of the wall. I think I'm probably gonna steal that one. Makes it a little bit easier to get that wall up. Assuming, of course, you're not getting Zergling all in right off the bat. Reynor gets in with a Zergling. He's also blocking with Zerglings on his side. Starts +1 Carapace. +1 Carapace has been a popular opener. Historically, it's been +1 ranged attack. +1 ranged attack. A significant buff for roaches, especially against other roaches, but also against lings. The Carapace is your all-arounder. It's more expensive, but a +1 attack roach straight up beats a +1 Carapace roach because attack upgrades scale with damage. But the Carapace indicates, I don't know exactly what I want to be doing, but it ended up saving his Carapace in the last game. We'll see if it can do the same for Reynor in this one. Is it Reynor's turn for the hatch tech roaches? Oh my god. When I said the first punch in the last game, I completely forgot that Dark affected, like, he was that close to winning with the Roachling all-in. Like, that game was so insane. I completely forgot it was the same game. Like, it feels like the game ended and then we played a game that had that late game. That's how much was crammed into it. But no, that was Reynor barely holding the Roachling all-in. And speaking of Roachling Bane, well, here comes Reynor. Roach speed is on the way. Dark has less drones, but he did go for lair tech, which Reynor has done without so far. The dance starts. The queens on the front lines. They tank plenty of damage. Ooh, good Baneling connections for Reynor, eliminating the Banelings of Dark. At least some of them. Zergling's looking for an opportunity. Carapace is done, but Dark has not overdroned. In fact, he took this very seriously. The drone count now, precious low. Oh. Dark looks into his toolbox. He's like, I know. Good defense. Maybe so good of a defense that this wasn't actually all in. Players of this caliber That's what you have to factor in. Like, the fact that Reynor didn't continue committing and he didn't do much damage didn't mean Reynor had a bad attack. That means he has drones behind. Dark figures that one out very quickly and adds the Nidus. Oh. The Nidus, I imagine that's for reinforcements and also splitting the front. Oh, wow. Reynor, no. Like, I don't know if he saw it, but he feels it. The Overlord splitting and already roaches in the main. Wow. They're both so good. Like, that was complete just game sense right there. Being ready for that as a potential option. The Nidus gets shut down in the main. It had a split second of life, but then crushed. So the Concave plus Queen's good enough here. Dark trying to break through. Reynor holding the line. The high ground is still very hard to break. Caught between a rock and a hard place going up that ramp. +1 attack is done. If he could just bring all those roaches to bear, it's time. He's going for it. Where are the corrosive biles? Here we go. Sprays them out. Dark trying to split. It's not enough. Reynor's supply is so high. And it's army supply too. Once he finishes +1. Wow. God, the game sense is insane out of Reynor. So impressive. He shut that down literally without seeing it and before it started. He's played this game near perfectly. So now he has to go about the tough business of deciding what's next. He realizes he doesn't have roach speed, starts roach speed and turns around. Because attacking without roach speed is a little dicey. That is one part he missed. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Nidus as well on this side of things. Dark gonna try his hand at Mutalisks. This is a big gamble. Like, if Reynor just decides to attack, then, I mean, it's 42 roaches and 4 Ravagers to 33. Reynor has more drones. He's gonna have better upgrades, or at least, no, he's gonna have better upgrades. So, mutas are a gamble, yet again. The Spire is done, 6 mutas on the way, but Reynor's already moving across the map. He can probably smell them. Yes. Wait. Did he not see it? I mean, even if it wasn't Mutalisks, Reynor would still be attacking. Like that. This would still be the time to go. With speed finishing and probably higher army supply, but he barely didn't find it. Dark hit it at the very corner of the map. The mutas pop out, and now every second counts. Speed finishes just in time for Reynor here. Dark does not have the numbers, but the mutas are starting to add their damage. Reynor is closing the distance as quickly as he possibly can. Corrosive Bile forces the micro back. The roach count is pretty damn high. The mutas got distracted for a moment, now targeting the Ravager, but Reynor just has too many roaches. Shrugging off the mutas with a +1 carapace, remember. Mutas doing barely any damage to the roaches. And Dark, he can't put enough together to defend. He doesn't have a 4th. He's going to lose so many drones, the mutas aren't going to make the difference. It's just not enough. The carapace has the added benefit of helping against the Mutalisks here. I think he split off 1 to kill Overlords, but Reynor's momentum is too strong this match. He's got 14 Hydralisks. He's prioritizing the speed upgrade to get him across the map and finish this game. Reynor is correctly realizing that without Lurkers, Dark is vulnerable. Once those Hydras pop out, I wouldn't be surprised to see another group end attack. But there's a 4th base done as well. Yeah, the Carapace, I didn't think about the Carapace against Mutas. I'm not sure if that's the thinking for Reynor either, but it's just a nice thing to have when you're stuck in that position. Well, the mutas will tickle some of the roaches. Deep tissue massage. Very deep for some of them. But, I mean, good luck. Just stand there holding his hand out against the wave of roaches. Stop right there, roaches. Please. Well, look at the supply. Yeah, Ravagers, annoying, but they're not. Even if all the corrosive bios landed, and many of them will. It's too much. Reynor closes it out and evens it up. Whew, we're down to it. On 2-2, Reynor taking the 2 aggressive mid games. And Dark surviving into incredibly painful and dramatic late games. Well, we don't wait. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, and unlock whatever this holds. Game 5 of the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice playoffs. Reynor and Dark to decide. It's ridiculous. 2,000 atmospheres, I would say, is a blend of the last 2 maps. Well, not the last 2, of like Hardwire and Glittering Ashes. You've got bases that are a little easier to hold, even the outlying bases. But there aren't too many ramps to work with near your bases, so Lurkers have a tougher time holding the line. But the choke points do make it a little harder to end the game early. It is a inoffensive macro map. I think that's why it makes it to game 5 here. It's ZVZ, right? Like, obviously these two have different strengths, but there's only so many maps in the spawning pool. Maps we pointedly will not be seeing include Blackburn, because nobody wants to deal with that, especially Zergs, and another one that I can't remember right now, because usually it's Pride of Eltaris and Blackburn that are vetoed, but Curious Minds, that's the one. All right. Interesting veto. Maybe Reynor vetoed that one. I don't know. All right. Zergling speed on the way. No early pulls in any game. No pull first. All hatch first. Into speed. Varying amounts of Lingbane dances. They haven't ended any of these games, but they've definitely dictated the pace of the early game. And that really is where we are with Lingbane now. Players have gotten so good at it. Like, rarely does Lingbane, especially in Legacy of the Void with the economy being so high just right off the bat, no one's losing 20 Zerglings to a Baneling. Especially not when that's all there is happening. So, it is just how you fight for map control in the early game, as opposed to the ending unit composition. It's essentially how you get to roaches or occasionally lair, and how safely you can do it. Third base, it's a mirror match indeed. Neither of them is really going for many Zerglings at all. Not even the first wave. They're both going to get to 30 drones without a Zergling swell. Game 5. No one wants to risk it to get the most important for your StarCraft 2 career-flavored biscuit. Yeah, Reynor build, like, they're both building enough Langs that they can build Banes if their opponent builds Langs. Reynor comes in, sees no lair yet. Carapace starts. Cancels and starts +1 ranged attack. What did he see? Or maybe it was a misclick from the start. I think he saw the Evo chamber. I mean, The Carapace is always a safe bet if you don't know what's happening, but he knows what's happening. He knows there's no lair. He knows the drone count is quite high. He knows the third base is done, and he knows an Evo chamber was on the way. So this is very likely to be a sprint to roaches. Dark, though, gonna try to throw a wrench into things, but Reynor gets in with the Ling and sees the Lings popping out. And then 4 of the Lings actually catch the Ling before the other ones can be scouted. So, wait, did he see a lair building? He did. So both of them are escalating slightly. Dark, once again, almost every game this series, Reynor's gone up in drones, and then Dark has either cut him down to size or just worked off of less economy. Like, that's the only way to respond to that. One Baneling makes those drones ineligible for life insurance, but it does not kill them. A second Baneling will finish the job on some of them, but not enough to really turn the economic tide. Zerglings slipping through into the natural. More Zerglings. More Zerglings from Dark as well. Neither player really defending against counterattack Lings particularly well. The third base of Dark is also vulnerable. There are some roaches. Banelings. Wait, no, those aren't Banelings. That's just a Zerg. Why are there Zerglings in the bases? There's Banelings here too. Guys, hello? Okay. 17 drones now out of Dark. Oh my. And a Spire. This is a lot. Despite the continued skirmishes. Both of them punching out about as many drones as they think they can get away with. For Dark, like, that, he's up to 67, which in ZVZ is a healthy economy. Reynor's not far behind. He spots the Spire. Now, the Spire is halfway done, which is the worst time to scout the Spire, by the way. That's because, well, if this Queen kills the Overseer, it won't be able to scout if it finishes. Because Dark could easily just ignore the fact he has a Spire. He could cancel it if the Overseer dies. There is no obligation. Like, the economies are so high that he doesn't have to build any mutas, though he'll probably build a few, at the very least. Reynor has learned. He's building an infestation pit, a Hydralisk den. He's getting another base. Reynor is the one going to Lurkers. Even if it ends up being some mutas. The Overseer of Dark has already spotted this. Reynor's adapting. The Lurker Den. Yeah, it's a Lurker Den. What are you gonna do about it? Slaps it down directly in front of the Overseer with no shame and no hesitation. The Overseer spots that the Spire did indeed finish, and when the mutas pop out, that will reconfirm it. Hive is on the way. Is Dark really going to try to make mutas work? He should know better than most the dangers of that. Maybe he knows something about mutas that we don't. I wouldn't be surprised. As the role reversal continues. Yeah, the Lurker Den is almost done, but unupgraded, like unhive-teched Lurkers are still not that huge of a threat. The army supplies are about even, though. It's not like Reynor's been slacking on upgrades. He's actually ahead. Only now will Dark draw even with 2/2. Or +2 attack, rather. No hive! No hive started! Reynor, like, don't get ahead of yourself, but this is exactly where you want to be. With no... Well, you don't want to lose your 4th. It's about as good as it's going to get for Reynor. He could get some Vipers and upgraded Lurkers before Dark can even think about them. Dark is just bullying his way into going for the 4th, but the Lurkers are closing in. Dark is cornering himself. Hello? Down goes the base, but the Broodling's getting involved. He baits in a fight with the mutas. Is actually killing the lurkers. Is Dark... Wait a second. Is Dark winning this? The mutas are helping. It's a bit of a mess out here. I will say. Okay, so... No, that was horrible for Dark. Never mind. For a second, it looked like he might be a genius. No, he way overcommitted. That was a huge... He got the base. But at what cost? The units lost is surprisingly even. But he lost so many roaches. He's now rebuilding them, but Reynor is building up his tech. He's getting seismic spines, lurker range. Reynor has learned from the best. Dark, you created this monster. You started it. And now it's on him to figure out how to deal with it. Reynor can't just come across the map. He runs the risk. Dark still maintains a large enough army. The mutas are still relatively uncontested because all the hydras became lurkers a little awkwardly. He's building some more actual hydras now. The mutas are the only thing that made that fight not entirely Reynor-sided. The mutas helped with the Ravagers. I don't know if they were targeting the lurkers, but it made it less of a rout, at least. Reynor, it almost feels like a matter of principle, but he's not going anywhere. He's just sitting back, building spores, building lurkers, and comfortably expanding. And even if his base got denied, re-expanding. Where have we seen this before? Reynor has decided to fight fire with fire. Now, one thing we're missing are Vipers, which Dark is not hesitating on. Dark is building... Like, the Vipers are the true decider. Lurkers are important. You can't really do anything without Lurkers, but it's the Vipers that open up the defense and allow you to execute any sort of attack. So, Reynor kind of skipping the Vipers. And if Dark is able to get the energy in time, this could be quite dicey and slicey. A single lurker not going to stop this many roaches. That's a lot of damage. They do so much damage. Oh, wow. Gonna lose some drones. Kind of painful losses. Dark has a nice amount of drones at home. Oh, we got a lurker! Oh. Yeah, I mean, it might not be worth it, but he dragged Reynor's army back again. All right. Yeah, Reynor is... Like, you can kind of see it. He's Reynored himself in. He's sitting back. He's trying desperately. You can tell how much he wants to attack. Like, he's out here, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm turtling. So, he's like, I don't know, maybe. You don't have any Vipers with this army. That's only like 2 lurkers. This is very risky, Reynor. It's like, you know what? Actually, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, he does drag the army out of position with it. So he will get a base, it looks like, here. Ooh. That is kind of a big... Wait, there's no anti-air! He runs the risk of partitioning his army into bite-sized parts. And I'm only concerned because we saw games 2 and 3 of this series. That's my concern. Like, if this was game 1, I would say, oh, good job, Reynor, keep it up. Like, you're doing good. But we did see games 2 and 3 and how Dark will survive. So, it is concerning, though Reynor definitely has the unit composition. Oh no, watch out. Oh my god. You can't just... He's not gonna let you just sit around like that. You're on his front porch right now. Dark does not take kindly to youngins on his property. These youths think they can play Viper Lurker. They don't have the patience for it. What with their tick-tockery and their Elon muskets and their and their wireless anything. All right, we're getting And all of that. You damn kids. Back in my day, we used to turtle to Infestor Broodlord every game, and we liked it. Actually, nobody liked it. It was horrible. But we did it anyways, because it was good. Broodlord's not so good against Vipers because they can get abducted into Spore Crawlers, or parasitic bombed. Or just, you know, like the Lurkers run around them and they're very slow. That's also a problem. Some spines in the main. These are Nidus Denial spines. And unfortunately, they are about 3 seconds too late to actually deny that. What am I watching? Oh no. Well, oh, no. It's escalating. It's getting worse. Oh no, Dark! Oh, Reynor did not take this nearly as seriously as he needed to. Well, well, there's no detection for Dark though, which is about as ironically as possible as serious oversight. Yeah. Well, if he had an overseer, that might have been really good if he had any detection. But no, he didn't. So that, instead of being good, it was very bad. He lost a lot of lurkers there. 13-4 this time. Like, cover up the names and say this is game 5 and take a guess who it is. You would have gotten it wrong. Okay? Like, that was such a Reynor move. Like, diving into the main in a half map scenario with a Nidus lurker and losing all of his lurkers. Like, Reynor's done that how many, well, I guess he didn't have lurkers in game 3, but Dark, getting all antsy here in game 5 of all the players. Now, there's a lot of map and minerals to go. We've once again drawn the lurker lines in the creep. And we'll have to see the Vipers. What is the Viper count? 5 to... Oh, this time 9 Vipers out of Dark, but they're all on the left side of the map. There are no Vipers here. A nice, careful oversight defense. Oh, that... Goodbye. The rocks may incidentally be taken down. Yeah, the lurker's quite good at killing roaches. Reynor has a... Wow, this is what map control plus bank does. This time, Reynor's playing it careful. He's been more cost effective. He's got 7,000 minerals and 5,000 gas. It's working. It's working. Look at it, 1 Viper at a time. 1 lurker is going to keep him busy. He's got to be careful not to retreat with too many. He's calmed down. I think Dark is... He's kind of, well, the hostage exchanges here. Dark is kind of getting concerned, I think. He's now the one realizing he has less bases and he's being less cost effective. That is not a winning combination. Also interesting that the difference in styles is that Reynor is unwilling to commit everything in one place. Like, this is like 40 army supply out of 130. He's got another army of similar size on the other side. So, it minimizes his potential losses. Of course, you lose too many of those, and obviously it's not good. Dark could easily beat any of these Reynor armies if he committed. But how costly would that commitment be? Lurkers are quite good on defense. slowly stepping forward. Reynor with a very bold hatchery. Not gonna make it. Doesn't cancel. That'll cost him 100 minerals, which he can easily replace. As he's busy, costing Dark well over 100. The one thing Reynor doesn't have here is spores. The spores zoning the Vipers and murdering. What if the spores could hit units while they were being abducted in the air? I mean, they can hit air units, but they do that anyways. You should be able to abduct over a spore and it should get some hits off. Alright. I think this is the balance patch we need. Finally, we can counter biological anything but Zerg. Dark is gonna try to expand up the left side of the map. Meanwhile, we play keep away here. On the right. Dark, 500 gas. We gotta start counting the gas. He's moving up the lurker lines. The backup Roachborn on the way. Another lurker, but this time Dark is just sprinting forward. There's not that many lurkers here. Slices one right through. The converging spines. And Creep doesn't discriminate. He could potentially burrow his spores on what some would consider to be Reynor's creep. It gets a little weird when the tumors touch, to be honest. We don't really like to speak about it. But it looks like tumor touching is in our future. The Viper counts, the standoff. What is the lurker count, though? 25 for Dark. That is concerning. Reynor is far less committed to the lurkers. He's got a lot of Hydras. I mean, at some point, what is too many lurkers? Oh my god, the creeps are touching. It's just one big map of creep. The entire, like, it's all just creep. Creeps creep, you know. Oh, another. Oh, the Vipers are starting to add up. But Reynor has expanded on his side, and he's keeping control of the situation with his blocking force here. No, I don't know about that one, Dark. He's consuming possibly the most exposed hatchery on him. Yeah, maybe one of the spores or something. Oh, he's gonna try to protect the mineral line. A Nidus gonna try to skip over the blocking force. The Viper duels continuing. No parasitic bombs yet. Gets a Viper. Be careful with those things. And the Nidus. Lurkers behind the lines. Does he? Yeah, he has the Hydra up. Lurkers running away. How bare bones was this defense? Another lurker on the run. Scampering. Causing the lurkers in a dramatic chase. Why are lurkers faster than Hydras? Another important question for another day. It's still going! Where are you going? It's gonna go all the way to the main! Where it will probably die to roaches, but it made it! Mission accomplished! Meanwhile, the spore fields. Oh my god! 48 spore crawlers! Reynor is starting to, like... He's been playing a great game so far. He's been somewhat more cost-effective, but Dark is now playing with a lot more experience. It's very clear that Dark has played this scenario out a lot more often. But Reynor is still 4,000 gas ahead, and 2,000 minerals. And he continues to pick out lurkers. I've never quite seen a standoff of this magnitude in ZVZ. The exchanges, and it's not just sitting there glaring at each other. They're continually murdering each other, just one at a time. Whoever is close enough to get kidnapped. Oh, when Vipers cast Abduct on each other, they trade places. That's a fun fact, and it is a fun fact. That's what's happening here. Of course, some other Vipers are, you know, like... A lot of facts like that are not that fun, but that is a fun one. Now, I think Reynor's feeling a little cramped, but because he can't see Dark's bank. We can. Dark cannot replace even a fraction of this army. 7,100 minerals, 7,450 gas. That is an unthinkably expensive army. It would take, it's almost 2 bases of gas on the field right now. Reynor is significantly less. Oh my god, it's happening! I don't know what happened. We're just gonna have to count afterwards. I have no idea who won that. Looks like Reynor is slightly more ahead in gas than he was, and slightly less ahead in minerals. God, the Vipers, though. The creep continues to be pushed back into the creep. The tumors are... Wow, Raider's taking... I've never seen this base taken like this. Like, in a half-map scenario. I guess, okay, yeah, like... We're slicing it vertically. Which is... I guess so. Like... Oh no, Dark grabs 2, 3 lurkers. The Hydra's adding their damage. Oh my god, the Sporist. Can you even unburrow the lurker? It looks like the lurkers are jammed in by the spores. Apparently not. Ah! Everybody! He repositions. He does it so fast. Does he have rapid fire burrow? He must. I mean, yeah, of course. He's got rapid. He definitely does. This is the shortest range Nidus. The lurkers are very slowly moving forward, but they are moving forward. There's nothing in the Nidus. Reynor's going. Oh, just the vanguard of lurkers. A straight line. He's got 23 of them. He picks one out of the line. Meanwhile, Hydra is the most mobile. Oh, be careful with those things. There's creep everywhere, which really does help. Hydra's getting rid of it. I'm not even sure if that's a good idea, but it does give vision to Reynor. What I can't believe we're doing this again. Where's the parasitic bombs? I mean, I guess... There you go. Abduct is almost guaranteed to kill. Reynor trying to... hello? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Dark! He might have been able to snipe some lurkers, but instead looking the other way. That's a lot of Hydras! There's... there's lurkers here. Okay. Yeah, I think he was managing the Nidus. Now, Reynor, 4,000 gas ahead, 3,000 minerals. He's still within a base, but this time, Reynor has one more base. Dark only has 750 gas. He's bleeding. That was a lot of Hydras. Oh my god. Peak StarCraft. Is that a changeling holding the watchtower? That is Reynor's change. Oh no! Ah! My commentary has devolved as well. Can't even take. He keeps putting changelings to the watchtower, which is the only unit that he can afford to lose. Reynor's up to 10k, 10k. Changelings on both sides. They're fighting over changelings at the this is what professional StarCraft looks like. All right, this is it. I might be hyperventilating a little bit. I actually am. It's kind of bad. I'm a little lightheaded right now. You guys stop for a sec so I can recover. Well, is this mined out? No, it's not mining at all. These still have a ways to go. Dark is running out of gas. Like, Reynor can just, for the first time in 3 games of this, like, he can just keep doing what he's doing. Dark has to change the equation. And that's what Dark is so... Where did the lurkers go? There are no lurkers. The Emperor has no lurkers. This is it. This is the big commit. Reynor now acknowledging it. He realizes Dark had to change the equation. He's doing everything he can. There's a couple lurkers over here. If he's not careful, he could lose Vipers. But Reynor has plenty of time to prepare for this. He's lost some drones. Dark is evening the mining, but Reynor has 10k in the bank. So trading bases does not favor the player who has nothing left to build. Be careful with those Vipers. Dark has to go all the way to the production with this. He has to kill the hatcheries. The only chance for Dark is keeping him from spending his bank. The lurkers are repartitioning. Where are the Vipers? There are no Vipers here for Reynor. Like, the Vipers could completely... They could run the table, unless... Whoa, he saw it. He saw it. Whoever has Vipers will dominate these fights. Dark has nothing left to gain on the other side. This is... It's not only a base trade, as they both just... It's more of a chess match with them capturing each other's pieces. But Reynor can rebuild a bunch of his. Dark is... I think this is... His income is not looking good. I mean, Reynor's isn't looking amazing either. Let's be honest here. That's not great. It's more than 0, though. So there's that. And, of course, the longer the game goes on, the more time he has to spend his bank. A 1-to-1 trade heavily favors Reynor now. Those are changelings, alright. What is the lurker count? 22 to 11. Once again, Dark has an insane amount of lurkers. Reynor is much more reliant on the Hydras. What is that drone? Does that say 11? Does he have 11 drones? Oh my god. He has less than he started with. 189 army supply. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, well, it's gonna come down to the Great Viper War yet again. This has been a methodical game. I think Dark understands his position very well. And Reynor knows he's ahead, but he might not realize by how much. Because Dark still has a maxed out army. It's just he can almost literally build nothing else. So every unit Dark loses brings him that much closer to just getting run over. He's being very careful to maintain the look of someone who has an economy. And Reynor may make mistakes because of that. There are the Abducts trading Vipers. Dark doesn't snipe the Viper. He doesn't have the Hydras, but he does get a lurker. Yeah, right now Dark is on borrowed time. Yes, he's mining again, but he barely has any drones. And he's never going to equal Reynor's. It's not out of reach. One particularly bad fight changes everything. Overseer sniped, but those Vipers are so precious. Another Overseer, a bunch of lurkers, but a couple Vipers. Reynor has still lost more Vipers in this game, but Dark is down to 6 Vipers. Here's the energy. The lurkers find a decent slice. Overseer. Even the Overseers are costly. Another lurker Viper trade. I think that favors the one who kills the Vipers, obviously. Yeah, Reynor is playing very careful. He actually doesn't... He's playing more careful than he needs to, but at this... Like, come on. Right. He's not... It's not... Even if he doesn't attack at all anymore, he's going to have more money. What is the total mind? Well... 30k gas. That's a big one. There's still a spore crawler here. Dark is shoestring budget. Maybe not even the shoes, just the string. Reynor's doing it. Oh, hello, Lurker. One at a time. Oh, you gotta be careful. Uses another abduct, but he gets the Viper. Dark is still maxed. He's barely supporting it. Reynor hasn't been mining gas for a while, but there's still like 2,500 there. This is mined out. He also managed to mine some of this gas in the corner. Not much, though. There's still some for Dark. Dark, at some point, he's got to do it. He's got to go for it. The Blinding Cloud from Dark is actually incredible here. And then the Hydras waltz in and get eviscerated. Those Vipers are so precious. Oh, it's working. Meanwhile... This game may not end with a dramatic engagement. It might just be Dark being whittled down, lurker by lurker, to a Reynor who finally accepted that that's how we're gonna play this. Like, there's nothing left to fight over here. There's the top left base. There's a few minerals. This base has 200 gas. This has 0. There's 1,600 there. Dark is once again picking up everything and putting it all on the line. He's gambling it all. That's his best shot, but he's losing Vipers to spores! A taste of his own particularly painful medicine! And without the Vipers, he can't carve open the lurkers, but he does find an incredible engagement. The Vipers of... Oh my god, Reynor builds 10 more lurkers. He's wielding his bank right now. Where are the Blinding Clouds? Reynor is being very conservative with his Vipers in this fight. 10 more lurkers on the high ground, though. He's giving up all the ground he can, which is essentially everything but his main. The lurkers just dunking down the ramp, slice into the Hydras. More taken out. Dark can't really replace this. Dragged into the lurker line. The Vipers reign supreme. An incredible Blinding Cloud. Dark, he might not be able to see the Hydras. He might not be able to see the Vipers. And he might not be able to see the lurkers. But he can see. He's losing this battle and this series. Reynor takes it 3-2. He holds by that much. Well, actually by a lot in the last game. But it takes a particular mental fortitude to not only bring back any games after games 2 and 3, but to turn that sort of turtle style on its head. He took Dark's strategy and did it better. He deserved it. About as much as anyone has deserved to win any StarCraft series. Wow, that may have been the longest ZVZ since the Swarm Host era. But it wasn't a stalemate. It wasn't just a turtle fest. It wasn't defense. It was a constant skirmish, a fight across the entire field with nearly 200 supply armies. A war with relentless kidnapping and exchanges and Lurker, I don't know how many. 82 lurkers died just that game. For just Dark. Is this how we play now? Wow. Vipers are pretty good. That's for you, low APM challenge. Either way. Wow. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I made the significant part of your day a little bit better. Like, subscribe, you know. Good luck, have fun. I'll see you next time. Stay chill.